Alrighty, guys. Now we are at interpreting dot plots, and let's jump right into it. A dot plot is a visual. Whoops. Let's wait for this to load. Is a visual display of data using a number line and dots to represent each data point. The data that repeats itself the most often is the mode. In the dot plot, the mode is the peak value, and the variability or spread in the data points describes how far apart the data is from one another. So let's go ahead and take a look at these different shapes on the dot plots. Here in this shape, you'll see a symmetric shape. On this side here, where the tail goes towards the right, we are going to say skewed right. So think back on a couple days ago for the skewness, and that is the same word we're using today. So skewed to the left, just because the tail, like we talked about, is on the left side. So let's go ahead and work on this. We do for a math project. Mr. Escobar measures the height of the students in his son's preschool class and creates a dot plot to show his math class. So what is the mode height of the preschooler? So what is the most? I'm going to put most on top so I don't forget. So I'm going to go ahead and do similar to what we did for the bar graph. So we did 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, 2, and 1. Now that we've done that, we can identify which one has the most, which is 36 inches. So we have, what is the mode height of the preschoolers? It's 36 inches. Now let's go ahead and find the center height of the preschooler. So that is in the middle. So kind of how we talked about here. We do 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, and so on and so forth. But notice here, this is symmetrical. So we are going to run into the symmetry, meaning we're most likely going to end up here with a 36-inch center. So what is the center height of the preschoolers? 36 inches. Go ahead and delete this so we don't get too messy here. And what is the spread of the student's height? So the spread we already discussed describes how apart the data is from one another. So we'll have the high minus the low, or the biggest minus the smallest. We should probably call it that. So let's go ahead and change that to biggest minus smallest. So I see here that my biggest is 40 and my smallest is 32. So I'll do 42 minus, 40 minus 32. You'll have 8. So the spread here is 8. Now we're going to look into this problem about what percentage of preschoolers were taller than the center height. So we're looking for the center height, which is up here, and which students were taller than 36 inches. So we have 37, 38, 39, and 40 inches. So we're going to go ahead and count those. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 preschoolers that are taller than 36 inches. And so now from there, we're going to go ahead and add up all of our preschoolers that we have collected data on to find the total, because we're gonna get ready to set up a proportion here. So we'll have 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1, 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 4, plus another 4, plus 1 will give me 23. So you have 9 over 23, which is our total amount. We have our part, and then we have our whole, which is our total. And then we're looking for a percentage, so we're going to put an X on top over our whole, which is our 100%. From here, we're going to cross multiply, and we're going to end up with 900, which is 9 times 100, equals 23x. So we're going to divide by 23 on both sides, and we're going to be left with x equals 39.1. So our percentage that are taller is 39.1%. So how does the number of preschoolers who are 38 inches or taller compared to the number of preschoolers who are 36 inches tall? So we're going to use the same information that we just used in the last problem. So we're going to say, how does the number of preschoolers who are 38 inches or taller? So 38 inches, let's go ahead and erase this so we don't get too messy and confused. 38 inches or taller. So it's talking about or. So we have 38 or taller. So we have 2, 4, 5. We have 5 students 38 inches or taller. And then we're trying to compare them to the number of preschoolers who are 36 inches. So we're trying to compare it to the students who are 36 inches, which we notice there are 5 students 36 inches tall. So from there, we can conclude that if you notice here, there are 5 students that are 38 inches, and there are also 5 students that are 36 inches. So our conclusion becomes there is an equal amount of students.